What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Braxton. Spring training's almost done. We got World Baseball Classic here. Roster's taking shape. It's that time of the year when we ask the question, who we all love, who is about to blow up? Taking inspiration from Foolish Bailey and Lance Brodowski. Today we're diving into five pitchers who I believe are absolutely primed for a breakout 2026 season. And I'm not just talking about gut feeling here. I got some Fangraphs data, some StatCast metrics, pitch mix analysis, and some spring training reports that are going to make you want to run out and add every single one of these guys right now. Let's get into it. First pitcher I have, Mike Burrows from the Astros, recently picked up. I'm excited about him because he was once labeled as the best curveball in Pittsburgh's entire system by Baseball America. He had a cup of coffee at the end of 2024, made his MLB debut against the Yankees on September 28th, and now finds himself as one of the best pitching environments in baseball with the Astros. Here, what you need to know about his stuff. Based on StatCast data from 25 and 26, spring, he's working on five pitches: four seam fastball, sinker, cutter, changeup, and slider. What's interesting is the sinker is generating an extremely high number of swing and misses compared to league average, which is not something you see from a sinker generally used to be a ground ball pitch. His slider is thrown hard and is extreme fly ball pitch. It's a bat misser, not a weak contact inducer, which is not always, which is a very dangerous combo. His xWOBA allowed sat at 322 in 2025. That's actually a number with a real upside base baked in because his hard hit percentage can be managed at velocity allowed of 89.2. It isn't going to blow you away, but remember, Burrows hasn't even had a full big league year yet. He's still only 25. The Astro system is legendary for developing pitchers like Framber Valdez, Verlander, Lance McCullers Jr., Hunter Brown, hopefully Tatsuyama Ima, who I also think will have a good second year. I think he'll have to adjust this year. But they have a track record of unlocking arms. Burrow fits the profile they love: multiple pitch types, above average extension, and a curveball that's always been his calling card. If the Astros pitching like gets their hands on him fully in 2026, expect a major leap. I take a lot of emphasis that his curveball is going to be a big thing to carry him. He's going to have a good defense behind him, which will help, which just always helps good pitchers become better, and it's going to be great. I think he's going to settle right in. He's going to fit into the ballpark. And if you watch the curveball, it's his best pitch coming up through the minors. There's a reason to believe it because of genuine wipeout offering at the big league level. My breakout predictions are 150 plus innings, sub 3.8 ERA with a double digit K per nine potential by the second half. Second pitcher of the day, Jacob Lopez. This next guy has Fangraphs writing a full article comparing him to Chris Sale. And if you haven't heard of Jacob Lopez yet, you're sleeping on what might be the weirdest and most effective pitching deliveries in all of baseball. Lopez is a lefty for the A's. He's originally drafted 26th round, but he bounced around the minors for years and spent time in the Rays system. Got traded to Oakland with Jeffrey Springs in 2025. He came out of nowhere and became one of the most fascinating pitchers in the sport. Let me give you the stat line first. In 92.2 innings, he pitched in 2025. Lopez struck out 113 batters. That's a 10.97 strikeouts per inning, per 9 innings, which ranks eighth highest in the majors among qualified starters. He's striking out hitters at a higher rate than Skeens, DeGrom, and Spencer Strider did over the same stretch. The guy puts people away. He went 7-7 last year with a 4.08 ERA. The ERA is deceiving over a 13 start stretch. The year is receiving, but over a 13 start stretch from June 8th through August 19th, he went 7-2 with a 2.17 ERA and had the third lowest ERA in all of baseball over that span. When he's on, he is one of the top best pitchers in baseball, no doubt. The crazy part is his fastball only averages sits around 90 91 miles per hour. His stuff grades are not elite, so how's he doing this? The answer: his delivery. Fangraphs described it perfectly. Lopez starts at the center of the rubber, and by the time he lands, his plant foot is on the outside of the first base side. He gets over 7 feet of extension, ranking in the 95th percentile of all pitchers. The combination of weird stride direction and elite extension creates massive deception. Batters are effectively seeing the ball from a different release angle than they expect. Against left-handed hitters, he basically runs a two-pitch attack: the sinker-ish fastball and a slow, slurvy breaking ball that lefties are whiffing on at nearly a third of all swings. His xWOBA allowed sits at 297 on base savant. That's legitimately good, not a fluke. Here's the one risk with Lopez, though. He dealt with a grade 1 flexor strain in 2025 and was shut down. Health is the wild card. But if he comes back healthy and reports indicate he's on track, he's going to continue baffling hitters who still haven't figured out his delivery. The A's also relocated to Sacramento, which is actually a tougher park for fly balls than their old home. For a pitcher who gives up some fly balls, it's not ideal, but his strikeout rate more than compensates. If he's healthy for 25 plus starts, my prediction he'll be about a 3.5 ERA which is in within reach, which is be great. Cut it in half, drop it, drop a little bit. I think it'll be great, and he's going to be one of the best stories in baseball. He's going to K a ton of guys as long as he can keep the ball out of the air. He's going to be a top pitcher in the league next year. Watch his name. Third pitcher I got Noah Cameron. Next up is a name you probably haven't heard of, or actually not heard of. He's been making a lot of waves. But Noah Cameron's a lefty for the Royals. He debuted last year, finished 9-7 on the year with a 2.99 ERA and a 110 WHIP, and 114 strikeouts on 138 and a third scoreless starts. Um, Not scoreless starts. 138 and a third innings across 24 starts. Among all AL rookie starters with 100 plus innings that season, Cameron led in ERA, WHIP, and batting average against. His 213 batting average against was genuinely elite. He was a four-seam sinker, cutter, changeup, a curveball, but according to scouting reports, his changeup is legitimately plus, which is huge for a lefty. It has big tumble, depth, serious reception off the fastball. His curveball has tight 11-5 shape and throws to strikes, and they all tunnel off that fastball. This cutter is an above average fourth pitch that he can throw to in on righties and does a great job with. All he does is limit hard contact. His barrel rate allowed is 6.3%, which is below league average. His average exit velocity allowed on Baseball Savant was 87.9. His hard hit percentage was 37.4. The ball simply doesn't jump off the bat. That's why his ERA was genuinely close to his underlying performance. Looking at that, playing in a park like Kansas City that isn't necessarily hitter friendly, he and the ball doesn't necessarily fly crazy there. He can get away with just weak contact, have a good defense, especially left side of the infield with Michael Garcia and Bobby Witt Jr. The kid's going to just feast there as long as he can get the K up because that's his one question mark. His strikeout rate at the big league level is 20.5%, was lower than his minor league numbers. In the minors, he was punching out 27-28% of hitters, and now he's down to about 20. If the strikeout rate climbs towards 25% with a full year of experience and refinement from the Royal staff, this is an ace caliber season waiting to happen. Him and Cole Reagan's back to back is going to be a lethal duo. Cameron is also historically solid in his first career starts. He joined Fernando Valenzuela as the only second pitcher in MLB history to throw 6+ innings with 1 run or fewer at each of his first 5 career starts. I predict, based on everything, that he's going to have a sub 330 ERA, 160 strikeouts, and I believe he's going to be top 7 AL Cy Young voting, if not top 5. As long as he can tick that K rate up. If he can get near 25 or even back to where he was in the minors at 27, he is going to be lethal. My fourth pitcher I have is Ryan Weathers. He's getting a ton of buzz in spring training after ticking back up to 100. In high school, he was Gatorade Player of the Year, went 11-0 with 0.09 ERA, video game numbers. But his big league career hasn't been that so far. With the Padres and Marlins, he has been defined by injuries, forearm strain, lat strain. He's been limited to just 8 starts last year, finishing with 2-2 with a 3.99 ERA and 37 strikeouts and 38.1 innings. The stuff was clear there in those appearances, but he just couldn't stay healthy. He got traded to the Yankees this offseason, who gave up 4 minor leaguers for him, showing there's value there, that they had to give up some stuff. And the reason they're willing to do that is his arsenal. When healthy, Weathers is working with a four-seam fastball touching 98, 99, I believe 100 so far this spring. And then he has a sinker that's about 96, 97 miles an hour with 19 inches of arm side run. That pitch is absolutely nasty. It steals thumbs. Then add a slider, changeup, and sweeper. 4 secondary pitches, all with the sink shapes and all thrown by a big lefty with mid to upper 90s heat. That compares favorably to guys like Jesus Luzardo, Schoolball, Garrett Crochet, the top of the top in the league by Arsenal grade. Now, here's the spring training data that is sending shockwaves. Weather is inducing a 52% whiff rate on swings, and he's posting a 50% or higher whiff rate on 4 of his 5 pitches, which are fastball, slider, changeup, and sweeper. Only his sinker wasn't at that level, which is used to be a ground ball pitch. The Yankees pitching staff is already working on throwing more sinkers against lefties, and Weathers himself mentioned at his press conference that he wants to deploy the two-seam more frequently. That sinker more frequently. Because when pitching in Miami, an organization that doesn't necessarily develop pitchers or can't sustain that success, to the Yankees, who have one of the best staffs in baseball for optimizing pitch mix and sequencing. As long as he stays healthy with 25 plus starts, he is going to be another guy that could be at Cy Young caliber stuff. If he, I predict he'll get 170 plus innings for the first time in his career, 200 strikeouts, sub 320 ERA, and this becomes one of the best trade acquisitions of the offseason. My last pitcher is Parker Messick. Messick. I don't know. He was drafted 2022 54th overall to FSU. He was ACC Player and Freshman of the Year in 21. Only the second player in conference history to win both. He racked at almost 300 Ks in 3 seasons in college. He can flat out pitch. His debut last year was limited to 7 starts after a full season AAA, where he went 119 strikeouts across 98 innings. In those 7 big league starts, he posted a 2.72 with 38 strikeouts and 6 walks in 39.2 innings. His 2.13 batting average against was elite. He's not a power arm. His four seamer averages around 91 miles an hour, but here's what makes his dangerous: his pitch mix discipline. Pitcher's list describes his strike zones as beautiful. Four seems to change up evenly split high and low against right handed batters. Sliders and sinkers staying to their side against lefties. It's a 5 pitch mix deployed with surgical command. His changeup, which is his second most used pitch, is a legit swing and miss offering. Batters are not squaring it up. On the contact quality side, his barrel rate against was 5.8% below MLB average. He force batted tops 41% of the time. 40% of the time, guys are topping his stuff. They're just on top of it, not hitting it hard. He doesn't get barreled. His solid contact rate was 4.1% compared to the league average that was 5.9%. He's almost 2% lower on barrel rate. He does not, on solid contact, does not give up solid contact. And he's in a perfect situation with the Guardians, who always develop really good pitchers, that especially ones that necessarily aren't always power. The Guardians are going to slot him into the rotation in 2026. And he's one of the best pitching coaches in the league, of Carl Willis helping him. Messi has every opportunity to develop that changeup and perhaps add a cutter to keep hitters even more honest. He's MLB's number 95 overall prospect according to recent rankings, but I think he graduates past prospect status because of a legitimate mid rotation, top rotation starter this season. Him, Bybee, Gavin Williams are going to be a legit trio this year, as long as they don't start betting. In 160 plus innings, he's going to have around a 3.4 ERA, in my opinion, if not even drop it even lower. And a late season push for Rookie of the Year consideration, he will end up being towards that Cy Young caliber. But after Messick, um, that's my 5 pitchers set out to break out in 2026. I believe that 2 or 3 of them could be possible Cy Young contenders, and Noah Cameron and Parker Messick could definitely be in there. Messick should be top 3 easy for Rookie of the Year if he stays healthy. Weathers has the stuff to do it. His health is always a question. Jacob Lopez is really funky. And then Mike Burrows, I think, is going to help boost that Astros staff that was already so great last year. I genuinely believe all 5 of these guys have the ingredients to have career defining seasons in 2026. But I want to hear from you guys. Do I know ball? Do you trust my picks? I want to hear your picks. And shout out Foolish Bailey and Foolish Baseball again, and Lance Brodowski for the idea. And I wanted to give my opinions, do some different names. But if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more, like and subscribe. That'd be awesome. Share the video if you could. Get it out. I want to hear all the opinions and comment who you think is going to break out and what you thought of my opinions.